Hi, you guys. Lady ReShell here, author and founder of Warriors Talk, where we move away from awareness towards action. This is 31 Facts in 31 Days in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we are on day number 9. And tonight we're going to talk about breast cancer and your family history. What does that look like when are at risk? Let's hear a word from our sponsor, which is Michael Richardson, Pastor Michael Richardson, that is, with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Again, we are on day number 9 for our 31 Facts and 31 Days in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Tonight, we're talking about family history and breast cancer risk. Do me a favor before we get started, like the show, share the show, invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. So family history and breast cancer risk. What does that look like for you if you have a family history of breast cancer or cancer, period? So let's talk about, first of all, the most significant risk factor for breast cancer is your gender, that you are a woman, and your age, that you are getting older. Now, we do know that men are diagnosed with breast cancer. For women, it's 1 in 8. For men, it's 1 in 1,000. So men do get diagnosed with breast cancer. It's just not on the rate to where women are being diagnosed. So women, for you, just being a woman and you getting older puts you at a significant risk for breast cancer. Now, as it relates to family history and your breast cancer risk, according to statistics, about 85% of breast cancer occur in women who have no history of breast cancer, right? So if you have no history of breast cancer in your family, then you feel like, I don't have to worry about breast cancer because I don't have a family history of breast cancer. So why do I have to worry about it if this is not running in my family, right? And so many women may think this way, and this may be we talked about last night with African American women, breast cancer is the leading cause of death. This could very well be one of those reasons, because 85% of breast cancer occur in women who have no family history. So if you feel like you don't have a family history, you may not be vigilant or watchful about your breast because you feel like it does not affect you because no one in your family has had the disease. So if you are a person who has someone in your family that has had breast cancer, according to statistics, it says a woman's risk of breast cancer is higher if she had a mother, sister, or daughter, a first-degree relative, or multiple family members on either of the mother or the father's side, right? It could be the mother's side, it could be the father's side. If cancer is present on either side, then it's saying you should be alarmed, right? You should be talking to your doctor to say, hey, guess what? In my family, on my father's side and on my mother's side, cancer is present. What should I do? And that conversation should be had with your doctor as soon as you find out that information so that they could talk about what course of action you need to take. About 5 to 10% of breast cancers are linked to gene mutation. So we talked about the 85% of women who don't have a family history of breast cancer, but they are still being diagnosed, right, with breast cancer. You only have this small percentage of 5 to 10% of women who are getting breast cancer. They have that hereditary link. So let's talk about gene mutation, right? Gene mutation. What is gene mutation? So cancer are caused by damage to the DNA. There is some type of damage to your DNA, some type of damage to make cells go rogue and not operate like they should. They're not, growing and dividing. They're growing, dividing, right? They're not going through that normal cell life cycle. So these changes are called the gene mutation. The gene mutation can build up in cells they can actually build up cells in your body over time, and cells with too many mutations may stop working normally, and then they grow out of control, which is cancer. There is a somatic mutation, and these are caused just by the normal wear and tear of your genes. Again, that getting older, right? Because as you get older, you have wear and tear on your body, and therefore your genes can go rogue and they can turn into cancer. Now, we all have heard maybe some people or doctor or researchers say that it could be due to aging, exposure to hormones, environmental toxins, and then other viruses that causes your genes to go rogue. Sometimes the doctor would say your cancer may be environmental if they don't know what caused the cancer. It could be things that are going on in your environment. What's going on in your environment that would cause your gene to go rogue? Are you stressed out? Are you overweight? Are you smoking? Like, what things are you doing? Do you have a lack of movement that would cause your genes to go rogue in your body? So when you have this gene mutation, you need to find out what's going on. So you go to the doctor, you would get a test, right? You would take the test for breast cancer. You would take the BRCA. You would take the BRCA test. They call it the BRCA test. So there's a BRCA1, there's a BRCA2. So either you're going to be, I don't want to say diagnosed, but you're going to be told that you have either BRCA1 or the BRCA2, right? And so they both, one, it deals with like breast and ovarian cancer. So if you test positive for them, then you have a higher risk of developing breast and ovarian cancer. So I did take the gene test, and my gene test came back and said that I did not have a hereditary link, as it relates to cancer. Now keep in mind, I had a sister that passed away at the age of 52 from breast cancer. And then 3 years later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. But when I took my gene test, to see if it was a hereditary link, they told me no. They said it wasn't. And also keep in mind that there are still tests out there that they have not even developed yet. So although that test told me no, it could be some test that comes down the line that may say something totally different. Hi, Mylea. Mylea said that she is here to learn, and she's also sharing the video so that others can learn. Thank you for providing the information. Thank you, Mylea, for tuning in and getting this information, which is, the first part of being aware. And I know that you're one to take action when it comes to your breast health. So I'm excited that you are listening. So we're talking about when your genes go rogue and you have this hereditary link, and then you go and take this gene test, which is the BRCA test, and either you may test positive for the BRCA1 or the BRCA2, which both of them give you a higher risk of developing breast cancer. It's just one may give you a different percentage when it comes to cancer. So if it comes back and it says, okay, you test positive for BRCA1 or BRCA2. So what does this mean? It means that person has an inherited mutation in either gene. And again, it could come from the mother's side or it can come from the father's side. So it's just telling you that you have an increased risk. So what are you going to do about it, right? What are you going to do about the increased risk that you have? I always mention Angelina Jolie, whose mother passed away from breast cancer. Her grandmother passed away from breast cancer. So her doctor told her, let's take the gene test to see, if there's a hereditary link. There was a hereditary link. So Angelina Jolie had a higher chance of getting breast cancer and a higher chance of getting ovarian cancer. So what she decided to do was to get a double mastectomy and have her breast removed and then have a hysterectomy. And that diminishes her chances of getting those diseases to like a single percent, because she took action and did some preventable things so that she wouldn't get breast cancer. Now, does it take away her risk altogether? No, but it breaks it down to diminish it down to, like I said, the single number versus her having a 87% chance of getting breast cancer and a 56% chance of getting ovarian cancer. Those numbers are down in the single numbers. So that's something that she decided to do. And others who have found out that they have a hereditary link have made the same choices. And some people just decided just to be monitored, to have their doctor to monitor them to make sure that, you know, their breasts are healthy, the ovaries are healthy. So that's a route that you can take. You can take the route to be monitored, or you can take a preventative way to where you get the mastectomy, you get the hysterectomy. It's just totally up to you on what you want to do with that information that you get about your hereditary link. So an increased lifetime chance of getting cancer according to your gene mutation, it says breast cancer up to 75%. So if you have that positive BRCA1 or BRCA2, just know that when it comes back, it's going to tell you what percentage it is. And it could be up to 75%. For ovarian cancer, it could be up to 50%. And for prostate cancer, it could be up to 25%. So when you take the gene test, what you should do is share it with the people in your family and let them know what happened. Okay, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My doctor said for me to take this test to see if I have a hereditary link. The test came back to show that I do have a hereditary link, and so therefore they will take that information to their doctor so that their doctor could say, oh, okay, well, this is what you could do. They'll give you the options on what you can do, right? And one of the options is you could do preventable things, which is like getting the double mastectomy and the hysterectomy, or you can just have them to monitor you. Totally up to you. So I know a woman who test came back positive for the BRCA1. She gave the information to the daughters. The daughters took the test. One daughter came back. She didn't have a hereditary link. The other daughter did. So the other daughter decided to get a double mastectomy and a hysterectomy with that information. She had already had her kids already. She wasn't planning on having any more kids. So that's what she decided to do because her mom had breast cancer twice. So she decided she was not going to take any chances. So when you have a family history of breast cancer, it doesn't mean that you're going to get breast cancer yourself. It just means that you have a higher risk of getting it, but you still have to be vigilant in making sure you're talking to your doctor, you're doing your breast exams, you're getting the clinical breast exams. When it's time for your manicure, manicure. When it's time for your mammogram, not manicure, but you can get a manicure after you get the mammogram. You're going and you're taking care of that. You're not delaying it. You're not putting it off. You're getting it done, right? You talk to your doctor. If the doctor is pushing you off when you're younger and you have a a hereditary link, or if you have someone in your family, even if it's not a hereditary link, but you have someone in your family that has breast cancer, I always tell my daughters 10 years before my diagnosis, you should be starting your mammogram. But talk to your doctor right now while you're going so that they know what the history is like, and maybe they can come up with some type of plan for you guys to talk about how you want to move forward to make sure that you are staying on top of your breast health. So is it a scary thing when someone in your family has breast cancer or cancer, or you found out that you have that hereditary link? I would say no. Again, it does not mean that you're going to get cancer. It just means that you need to stay on top of your health when it comes to your breast, or just stay on top of your health, period, right? So that you're making sure that you're getting those milestone tests done. The reason why we go to the doctor and we have the colonoscopies, the mammograms, those are supposed to be preventative tests, right? So that they can catch things early, not prevent it, but just catch it early when it's in its most treatable state. So your family history is important. We should be talking to our family about our history of diseases, right? Pay attention when somebody dies. Ask, what did they die from? What happened? What happened, girl? Find out what happened. Don't just turn a blind eye and think, oh, well, that happened to that person. It won't happen to you. I never thought in a million years that when my sister passed away from breast cancer that I would get breast cancer. And this is honestly, I thought that because she was sick with diabetes, because I think she had high blood pressure, she had so many other ailments going on, I just felt like it came as a result of her being sick and stressed out from those things. And then she was just stressed out, mentally and physically. So I just thought maybe it came from that. So and I think my family didn't either. We didn't look into it and say, oh, this could be something that we need to be worried about. We looked at it like it was an isolated case. We buried her, and we didn't think about our breast health after that. We didn't. I'm just going to be honest. We didn't. I didn't. So when it happened, the first thing I thought when the doctor told me that I had breast cancer, I was like, oh, am I going to die? Because my sister just had breast cancer and she passed. But somebody else's breast cancer journey is not your breast cancer journey. God has a plan for all of us, and our plans are not the same. Our purpose is not the same. So don't compare yourself to someone else who has it or has a family link history. You are your own person. You are your own person. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you. Again, this was family history and your breast cancer risk. I hope that you have some takeaways from this tonight that you can apply to your life. Be proactive, take action, share it with your family members so that they can be on top of their health and their family history. So again, this is 31 days, 31 facts in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So for the whole month of October, I will be going live, letting you know what the facts are when it comes to breast cancer. Mylia says, I saw a video on TikTok where a woman of different ages were mentoring how scared they were of things like getting a mammogram and a pap smear. Oh God, they need to hear this information so they can take action. Girl, I would rather be in pain with the mammogram and the pap smear than to have cancer. I just had a pap smear last Thursday, I think it was on the 4th. I did my annual exam and the doctor did everything. Yeah, she was in there with those forceps and I was just like, okay. Because I just was like, I'd rather get this done over than have cervical cancer, right? I would rather than have ovarian cancer. I would rather her do the examination, be uncomfortable because it's not pain. It's just you just uncomfortable because of where they at, what they doing. You're just uncomfortable. The breast being in that machine, it doesn't hurt. It's just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for a few minutes of your life that could possibly save your life and catch it early, right? Or tell you there's nothing wrong. So that's what it is. So it's not painful. It's just uncomfortable for a couple of minutes and then you on your way. But then you get your results and you have a peace of mind and you can go on about your life knowing that you took action and you were proactive about your health. So don't allow someone else's experience to deter you from verifying what's going on with you. We always say don't deny, but verify, right? So don't deny getting a mammogram, don't deny getting a pap smear because of someone else's experience, but go and verify for yourself. Experience it for yourself. Don't go off of somebody else's word, especially when it comes to your health. This is your body. You get one body. And once you have a breast cancer or a cancer diagnosis, there's always a chance of you getting another cancer. That's a fact. Not to say that everybody that has cancer get another cancer, because they don't. But because you was diagnosed, because you have that history, there's a chance that you can have another one. This is just like somebody had a heart attack. If they had a heart attack, there's always a chance that you could have another heart attack. You had a stroke, there's always a chance that you could have another stroke, right? That's the way it is. And not to say that everybody that have a stroke have another stroke, everybody have a heart attack have another heart attack. Some people take proactive measures with their life and they go on to live healthy lives. So you just have to be an advocate for your health, speak up for your health, and don't allow, again, someone else's experience to deter you from taking charge of your health. So I hope that you guys have learned something tonight with the family history and breast cancer risk. It is my mission, my purpose to educate and inspire, just to give you the information. I want you to be more than aware. I want you to take action with it. I want you to be proactive in your health. And I want you to have a peace of mind that you have done any and everything that you could for your health. At the end of the day, if something were to happen, you know that you did everything that you could. Some things just happen, right? Some things just happen. But if you've done everything that you could, everything that you can with your health, then you can have a peace of mind. You could go to sleep at night not worrying, oh, I'm scared to go to the doctor because I feel this lump. Or I'm scared to go to the doctor because I have pelvic pain. No, you take care of that. You take charge of your health. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you when it comes to family history and breast cancer risk. But I do want to share my 6th annual Survivors Night of Reflection that's coming up. This is a gala that we've been doing for the last 5 years, and this is year number 6. And our theme for that night is a season to emerge. And this event is free for all survivors. It's free. Survivors, I just want you to register. If you're not a survivor, the cost is $40. Your cost is going to cover the cost of the survivors because we still have to pay for the place. I still have to buy awards. I have to pay my photographer, so there's other things I have to, take care of. So the non-survivors, your cost would help take care of that. We also are going to be having a Survivor of the Year award, the Community Service Survivor of the Year, the Caregiver of the Year award. The Caregiver of the Year does not necessarily have to be a survivor, but this is somebody who took care of a survivor. We're going to financially bless a warrior in the battle recipient who is having financial difficulties. And when I tell you, I have already been getting letters in. I mean, they are pouring in for the warrior in battle. So I'm so excited about that. So all you have to do is go to warriorstalk1@gmail.com. Give me a few sentences and a name of the person that you want to nominate, again, for the Survivor of the Year, the Community Service of the Year, the Caregiver Award, and the Warrior in Battle Award, which is somebody who's having financial difficulties. They have to be in the cancer battle right now. If you are interested in vendor opportunities, you want to display your products, the vendor opportunities are $50. That includes your meal as well. And we have sponsorship opportunities. We have a $100 sponsorship, which is the silver packet, the $250, which is the gold packet. And then you have the event sponsor, which is the $750, which includes like 6 months of advertising, a table for 8. Everybody gets swag bags. Everybody gets a free gift. Warriors Talk advertise you on all their social media. So those are just some of the things that you get with the event sponsorship packet. We're going to be at the Crystal Sky Banquet Hall, 7941 West 47th Street in McCook, Illinois, which is not too far from Chicago. If you're not able to make it, you guys, you can donate. We are officially 501(c), so you can write this off with your taxes. You don't have to worry about it. I need your help. I need your help so that we can give the survivors a celebration that they deserve. So often when survivors are done with treatment, they go back to business as usual. They go back to work. They go back to taking care of the family, the household. And sometimes they come second. They don't even get a chance to celebrate what they just been through. On this night, we're going to celebrate every survivor that steps through that door. We're going to love on them. We're going to inspire them so that they can go and do the same for someone else. So thank you guys for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time. I'll see you tomorrow for day 10.